Hello and welcome to another episode of Spectrum Drama, where we take a look at the hottest posts on Spectrum for the week and have a chat about them. A couple of things, don't forget we are still running the competition, the New Year's competition, so get commenting on all those videos and you could be in with a chance to win some Star Citizen goodies. And also remember, we do have a Discord. It's very quiet at the minute, so come on over and we're happy to have a chat with you, and occasionally we'll be on mic so we can have a proper chat. Come and say hello. Oh, and one more thing. Next week, obviously, is Christmas, so happy Christmas to everyone. We will probably be a bit light on videos as we've got other things we need to do, family stuff. So just bear that in mind, and we'll be obviously back to normal in the new year. So let's get started. Okay, so first up, we've got a post from Fractal, and it says, traversal around Lorville is boring as hell. Some recommendations. And the gist of this is basically, it just takes a hell of a long time to go from your bed to actually getting out of atmosphere from Lorville. You can read them for yourselves, but you've got things like the long wait for elevators, the train system, which can sometimes, if you get there just after a train, can be a nightmare, so on and so forth. So it's got some recommendations. I'll read them out real quick. Speed up elevators, so the door should open straight after I press the button, etc., etc. We all know that the elevators teleport. So allow for higher speeds in atmosphere. We've talked about this. We agree. Increase train speeds. Maybe, I don't know about that. Open some apartments at the spaceport, as we don't all work for Hurston. Anyway, reduce the atmosphere, so which I think is another good idea. I mean, 1,000, what is it? Nearly 90.
100,000.
Yeah, 100,000 kilometres of atmosphere is huge for what isn't a massive planet. So yeah, maybe scale it down. There's some other bits you can pick through there, but that's kind of the gist. What's your takeaway on this?
I'll be up for some atmosphere reduction on Hurston, because that 100k is an absolute pain to get out of.
Yeah.
Train speed? No, not really. I don't feel you're on the train for much time, really.
No.
I don't think that's a major issue. Open some apartments near the spaceport, and that comes because you have to travel from one different district to the spaceport, and he wants to just spawn at the spaceport.
Yeah.
No, because no one will spawn in the actual hab area if that became an option.
Yeah, it would kind of defeat the purpose of having the hab area a train journey away,
Yeah. Yeah. Higher speeds in atmosphere, maybe. It does limit your speed when you're in atmosphere, but that might change with the flight rework that's coming in next patch, 3.5, I think.
Yeah.
So that might change anyway. Speed up elevators. Again, elevators don't really take that much time. Pressing the button and waiting for it to actually come up to you is a bit of a pain. I see what he says about just teleport it to me and make the doors open straight away.
Yeah.
I kind of get what he's getting at, but eventually elevators are actually going to be elevators, I think. So that's, it's not going to stick around, that fix.
No.
My main one is the atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree. The atmosphere is vast, and because you are so slow in atmosphere, having 100k of 100,000. God, I can't do numbers tonight. Just having that vast amount of atmosphere is just it's too much. It is way too much. I agree with you on most of these points. The elevator thing is a weird one as well, because you kind of want that. You want that feeling like you are going somewhere. So you do want the elevator to take a little bit of time to take you from one place to another. But yes, when you press that button, all they need is a light that says you've pressed the button.
And then you know.
Yeah, because a lot of the times I press a button, I stand back, I'm like, din, 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 din,
Yeah.
din, din, and then I realise that I haven't pressed the button and I have to press it again.
Yeah,
And,
they could even fake it. They could have a little floor counter above the elevator and just fake the numbers.
yeah,
Doesn't have to be, it's actually going up 200 floors. At least it gives you a countdown of when it might arrive at where you are.
Yeah.
Something.
that
You could
makes
fake
sense.
that.
Yeah, easily. I mean, I think we're safe to say we pretty much do agree with everything that Fractal says. Some things may be less than others, but yeah, I mean, getting around Lorville is a bit of a pain. But then saying that, for those of us that like that kind of role play element, I don't just wake up and teleport to work. I have to go there, so it's just something you kind of get used to doing. And I think that we will probably, when we're actually just playing this game, because what's happening at the minute is a lot of us are coming on where we're getting to wherever we're going, and crashing or getting killed or whatever. There's a lot of kind of stop starts in this game at the minute, and so you do spend a lot more time going from a bed to your ship than you normally would if this game was released.
Yeah, exactly.
So when that does happen, you're only going to do it once, maybe twice if you're unlucky, and the rest of the time you'll be flying around enjoying yourself. So I don't think it will be as big a problem in the future, but for the minute, maybe they could speed a few things up just to kind of get people where they need to go a bit quicker.
Yeah. The other options are to not spawn in Lorville.
Yeah.
Or log out in your bed in your ship, and then you haven't got to deal with that.
Yeah. There's ways around it. So we're all grown-ups. We'll figure it out. Cool. So next up, we've got a post from Little Bit. Got a little bit. And it says, giving up on mining. And basically, the gist of this is gets massive headaches, straining his eyes to see the white mining HUD on bright moons, etc. How hard can it be to change the colour, etc., etc. This is a theme throughout Star Citizen. This has been around for a long, long time. It isn't obviously just to do with mining. Almost all the HUDs are made up of some sort of neon-y type colour that just clashes with every background unless you point it directly at the dark of space. So it's very frustrating. I know that I have huge problems with it, but you've suffered from this as well, I'm taking it.
A little bit, yeah. I don't think I've suffered as much as you have with this, but it is a definite problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how frustrating it is when I'm flying towards a planet and I can't see my speed, I can't see my altitude. I had problems with my afterburner, and so sometimes it would cut out, even when I'm holding the button, all these little problems, and I couldn't see to know whether it happened or not. I just had to wait to feel myself slowing down. All these millions of problems caused by the fact that I just can't see that stupid neon HUD. So my recommendation would be to either give the HUD a slight stroke so that it will still stand out a tiny bit over any background because it's got a black border, very tiny, but we do it on all of our. Well, I do on all of our thumbnails. You'll see white text over white stuff. It just has a small, tiny black border that just makes it stand out. It's a simple thing. There's a million things they could do, but God, it drives me mad. So yes, please, everyone, moan and moan and moan until they fix this.
Yeah. What little bit?
A little bit.
Little bit is suggesting is about changing the colour to a grey, but I don't think that would really help anyway. Because if you go to a grey moon, then you're screwed as well. I don't think it matters what colour they change it to. It's going to be a problem no matter what.
Yeah.
And I know what they're going for. They're going for that, futuristic, holographic look to it. What I would like to see is all the HUD elements be adaptive to the colour behind it, so that it sort of, darkens or lightens or whatever, the opposite of what colour is behind it. And then you wouldn't have a problem at all.
Yeah, I mean, if Windows have been doing this for 15 years with their mouse pointers, I'm pretty sure that futuristic spacecrafts can do it.
Yeah.
You know, definitely. I mean, that would work. I mean, all they need is the ability. I mean, there's a post from Cyclone Wrangler, I think it is, which does like a text readability on yellow and black. It's pretty cool, and it shows how it is now, which is unreadable, how it would be with a drop shadow and with a background. Now, background no, drop shadow no, because those two elements will detract from the look they're going for, which is for it to be a hologram. And you wouldn't get a shadow off a hologram, stuff like that. But what they need to do is, like you said, either make it adaptive so that it will never contrast with the background, or just give the hologram a slightly opaque, darker background. So it doesn't matter what it's looking over, you can see through it, but it's darker than whatever the actual background is, so that you can still see the hologram. There's a million ways to do it. Basically, just do it, because my goodness, it's frustrating. Okay, so next up we've got a post from Agent 556, and it says, does anyone else miss the old landing HUD element from pre-2.6? And there's an image in the post, which you'll see, of the old landing HUD. And it obviously just shows your ship and, you know, any objects and things you might crash into and that kind of stuff. Simple but effective, and you know, why can't we have this now? That's the question, I think, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was in the game. We don't really know why they took it out. Maybe it clashed with a different system when they started converting code over item 2.0. Who knows? But yeah, we really need something like this back to make landing easier, especially for larger ships.
Yeah. I mean, it's even in. I'll say it 19 times. Even in the Freelancer, I have the same issues as if you do with a huge, great big ship, because you don't want to have to go third person if you don't have to. It kind of does break the immersion a little bit, but you kind of need to on a lot of planets that have got trees and stuff, because in a small ship you kind of know how big you are, but the minute you get to a medium-sized-ish ship, you lose all sense of how big you are. And it's just the amount of times I put trees up through my hull and stuff, it's very annoying. So this would just be such a simple fix to a huge problem that a lot of people have. So yeah, fingers crossed I don't know. I don't even know if they read this, but it would be lovely if someone saw this post from CIG and went, actually, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, we know they've got some sort of ideas of what they want to do. Yeah. Maybe they're going to go back to this at some point. You know, there's a bunch of features that we're not aware of that they're working on. Hopefully, this is one of them.
It'd be nice. So last up, we have a post from Piton Dark, and it says, new Shipjacker armour looks ridiculous. And basically there's a few images here you'll see, and some quite amusing images underneath, that basically just shows that a lot of the repair elements on this kind of what's supposed to be kind of real messed up armour is done with duct tape and what looks like parcel tape. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's too much. I mean, having one bit maybe on your arm or something, fair enough, but to patch every hole with duct tape is daft. So I see his point. He just says it's ridiculous and sloppy, and I agree. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I'm sure that whoever repaired this armour could have found something better than duct tape to do it with. I don't think duct tape's going to protect you much.
I mean, considering it's armour.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, if you don't like the armour, don't buy it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the takeaway. Is, you know, it's one thing to, I mean, fair enough, if I don't know, if that was the armour you were assigned and you thought, well, I don't like it, then fair enough. But it's not. I mean, you choose whether or not you buy it, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. There's not really much else to say. I mean, everyone's got their own different style. I mean, I don't particularly like it. I think it looks a bit tacky, but I think there's probably, you know, for every one of me, there's probably 10 that think, oh, that's actually pretty cool. You know, so it's not going to please everyone.
No, it's not to everyone's taste. But, You don't have to use it, so just don't wait for the next armour set to come out and use that one instead.
Yeah.
If you want something new.
I mean, if you're going for that kind of janky, thrown together, I've been through the shit look, I think it works quite well. You just have to don't put big red circles around all of the problems. Basically.
Go away then.
Yeah, and the best thing to do really is as soon as you've put it on, you stare at those pieces you don't like for a little while until they just start blending into the armour, and then go first person, never look at it again.
Yeah.
That's how I fixed my issue with the fact that my bloody mohawk doesn't come through the helmet on the newer armours. So I never look at myself in third person anymore. It makes me sad. So take a leaf out of my book. Okay, so there you have it. That's our picks for the week. We hope you enjoyed them. And don't forget to comment or if there's anything that you want to say about these issues or anything we've said. And every comment will count towards those Star Citizen goodies. So get down in that comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And I think everyone here at Crying Cow wants to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
And I think that's pretty much all we need to say this week. So have a great Christmas, and we'll catch you around the verse. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Love the way everyone says, CRG, I love you, but...
I love you, but... Yeah, that's what they have to say it.
It's literally like the precursor to anything you say about Star Citizen.
Yeah, someone was saying about this in a video I watched, where they were saying that some of the people in the forum are like so venomous.
Yeah.
You have to sort of preload your post with, I'm a big fan, I've spent loads of money.
Yeah.
I love Chris Roberts, but like, if you don't do that, then they go fucking rabid on you. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, so long as you've sandwiched it in between I love you and can't wait for the future or something, then you're good.
It's all right.
Yeah. And it isn't, because when you're like us and you unpack this shit, you realise that that's the stuff, that filling is just vitriol, nasty shit.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So, but hey, who are we to judge?